welcome back to the channel, and in this video, from the thumbnail, the title, and the fact that my game shelf behind me has been changed a little bit, you know exactly what time it is. Talking about all the retro stuff I found this summer while out thrifting and retro hunting. I found way more than I ever thought I was going to. In fact, I actually have some footage this time of me hitting a garage sale or two and some Goodwills, so let's take a look at that, and then we're going to show off all the neat stuff I found and hope I have room for it. Because honestly, at this point, I don't know if I do. Okay, so here's this variety store that I frequent once in a while. She has a lot of neat stuff. I don't get stuff a lot of the time, but she has some neat stuff here. Lots of vintage decor, like oil lamps and older stuff, CDs, and ooh, vinyl. Lots of vinyl. Yeah, heavy metal. There was a lot of 80s like rock hits on here. I loved it. Got some comic books, including one that's pretty funny. Fever and the Tramp. Little tables and stuff, cassettes, 8 tracks. Ironically, I have that same television, but in blue. Some more stuff. Look around at some of the plates and bowls. And she has some really neat, like, collectible stuff here too, like the Pepsi glasses and Coke glasses. Anyway, here are the games. Xbox, Xbox One. We got some Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, and some Atari stuff. Wii. PS2, PS3, and PS4, and then a selection of games. I don't know the rhyme or reason why they're up here, but they just kind of are. Here's one of the Goodwill runs. The only one I've actually saw of interest during this run was a Samsung Gear VR. And sorry, I had a different camera this time, so things were a little weird. A Pop Funko, which I didn't get a shot of. This Goodwill doesn't change too much. In fact, I've gone here like a couple times in a row, and basically these same carts have been here just with different stuff in them. Nothing really shocking of interest in this one, except for Backstreet Boys. Ooh, a Roku TV from Goodwill. That can't be, you know, great. This is the vinyl. I saw nothing special. I do look for the Laserdisc. Look through the CDs. Didn't find much, except this run I did find a copy of Heat from 3DO. It's not a 3DO game, it's just from 3DO. And the Mission Impossible 2 soundtrack. Had to pick that up. Another run, I found the Atari Revival. And Close Combat Cross of Iron. Yeah, I don't have a lot that I found, but yeah. Here's a pawn shop I went to with my brother-in-law. Some Blu-ray. We got some Wii and some vinyl. I actually found something really neat here. Doom. The good ones. Some hi-fi setup stuff. And it's not actually too bad priced. Random kid. DVD and VCR players. Some empty display shelves, because, yeah. Ooh, Cyberpunk. I thought it was kind of cool. So this place shop has some games like N64, Genesis. No really rhyme or reason why these were here, because there was more expensive stuff in another shelf. I'll show it here in a second. But yeah, there's some neat stuff in there. This was the goodies. Like they had Parasite Eve for PS1. They had an early copy of Resident Evil. They had some Wii and some GameCube stuff here that I was able to pick up. Some PS3, PS4, Xbox, and Xbox 360. Like this pawn shop had a lot of stuff. In-box Game Boy Advance games. When was the last time you saw that? And then the obligatory bunch of Switches and Wiis and yeah. This garage sale is actually pretty local, and yeah, it looks a little sketchy because there's a lot of random junk laying around. There's a story behind this particular guy, but hey, it's fine. There was a lot of stuff here. They were trying to clear out this building, and yes, Guitar Hero guitars, which I already had Guitar Hero guitars for the Wii. I decided not to get them. Some PS3 and jewelry. I decided not to get a PS3. A box of PS1 games, Wii and PS2. Unfortunately, yeah, like I said, she wanted too much for the PS1 and PS2 games. She wanted like $10 for the PS1 and like $15, $20 for the PS2 stuff. And then I found this little TV here. This is a 1956 Admiral portable television. It's pretty neat. Okay, so here's the here's a tote of stuff that I picked up from a house being cleared out. It's got, you know, some pretty neat stuff like a Batman comic, Black Wolf comic, X-Men comic, a reprint of Wonder Woman #1. But the real prize, I mean, those are awesomely cool too, is it's full of Genesis stuff. I mean, this is actually pretty amazing that I can, like, just a lot of stuff. A bunch of games. They all got this gross residue on it, so I'm actually going to take this to work, clean everything up, see what's all here, make sure there's games in all these cases before I do the retro haul part of the video. So okay, so yeah, I may not have had a whole lot of footage, but I did find a whole bunch
of super neat stuff this retro hunting this summer. More than I ever expected to find, including some things I never thought I would find. So yeah, let's just get through all this real quick, speedrun styles, because I kind of want to get all the stuff on my shelf, which is kind of why I need to, I've already started moving stuff around and reorganizing, but looks like I need to make more room. And this isn't even all of it. I think there's a couple games missing, because as I was stacking stuff up right here for this cool little glory shot, I noticed a couple games that weren't here, so I don't know if I've already put them on the shelf, or if they're in a bag somewhere that, because this was all put in a box down here, and it kind of started to overflow, so this is another reason why I'm doing this. So yeah, speedrun styles, let's go through all this cool, neat stuff that I found retro hunting. So let's get to it. So first and certainly least is Overwatch Origin Editions for Xbox One. I got it at Goodwill for a couple bucks. I know this is useless because I think the servers are offline. In fact, I think I actually got this. I think I actually had that when I was actually recording the previous surf video, but I couldn't find it. I think it was on I left it somewhere. I can remember where I left it. But anyway, yeah, I think it's useless now because the servers are offline, which is why I hate these online-only multiplayer games. This, Titanfall, Destiny, they're good games, but if you're going to shut them offline, you need to either be willing to distribute the software in order to so people can make their own servers or something, because these are just a waste of money a lot of the times. But yeah, I'll talk about that later. At another garage sale, I picked up these classic Selectavision video discs. So I actually walked past these because they only wanted like $5 for the stack. And the reason why I walked past them was because, well, if there's no player, I don't want to get the movies. It's kind of like, I don't like having useless things, like, at all. I know I just bought this, but they said they actually had the players, and they only wanted like, I think $10-15 for it, because they had no idea if it worked, because they didn't have an old analog TV to hook it up to. So I was like, you know what, absolutely, why not? There's some good movies here. We got Fiddler on the Roof, but disc 1 and 2. I don't know if I would call that good with, anyway, Hello Dolly, disc 1 and 2, Butch Cassidy Sundance Kid, Neil Diamond Jazz Singer, Godfather disc 1 and disc 2, and the classic Black Stallion. My wife was really excited for that one. But yeah, the player is actually torn apart right now because the main drive belt was slipping. It would play like 5 or 6 minutes and then just get stuck on a repeat loop. So I've actually torn it apart. I didn't do that for video because it's, I just want to get it done. I'm trying to track down a replacement belt for it to see if I can get it to work. But it does work. I can force the read head to go back and forth and play through the entire movie. So that's the thing, because I want to hook it up to that TV there and watch some old classic Selectavision. A lot of these times you can't find these in their original format anymore. So because of studios and corporations being greedy, you can't find these on a lot of times. So it'd be kind of neat to watch these. So that's a future thing. I don't normally collect vinyl, but when I do, it's interesting. Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back soundtracks on vinyl. These are the original soundtracks from 77 and 1980 respectively. I'm going to put these in frames, much like my Quake album over there. Because, like I said, I don't normally collect vinyl unless it interests me. Like, I don't just buy bulk vinyl. But yeah, just considering these were Star Wars, I love Star Wars, so when I saw them, I was like, you know what? I'll pick them up. And these sound amazing, even on my cheap audio setup. And God, that's a cool background, isn't it? Yeah, this one's not in the best of shape, but you know what? It still plays fine, so I'm happy. Might as well get this out of the way. Chicken shooter and the matching gun. Yeah, I've been actually wanting to find one of these Wii controller guns for a while so I can do some videos and stuff on it, on like different games that require the Wii gun. And this is like, it's Chicken Blaster. I mean, oh man. I used to have this, well, I rented it at one point when we had rental movie stores in town, and it didn't come with the gun, but God, it was just stupid fun. And when I mean stupid fun, I don't mean it was stupidly fun, I just mean it was stupid, yet also fun. I can't wait to do a review video of this, actually, because I got a lot of games that could use that. Speaking of Wii Zapper accessories, I also found the Umbrella Chronicles pistol for the Wii. It is missing some parts, which is unfortunate, which means it's not complete, but I didn't pay much more than I think like 50 cents for it. Yeah, so now I have another Wii gun that I can use to play Wii games with and be a masochist about myself because I hate some Wii games, especially the game this went to. Alright, we're going to speed run through this stack of games real quick. Because I got a lot of games to go through. Picked up a Game Genie and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, the Tengen version. Really excited about that because I love finding these unofficial copies. I finally found a Game Genie. So now I can Try out one of the oldest cheat code devices known to man. Actually, I think, was there one on the Atari? I don't remember. But yeah, and then this one, I don't remember or recall. I could swear there was 2 versions of the Temple of Doom. And I don't mean one Tengen and one the NES Gray. I mean, like, there was 2 different ROMs for this, or 2 different ROMs for different Indiana Jones games. But there's something weird about one of these Indiana Jones games. You may have saw these at that garage sale, but I found some PS1 games. And yeah, I don't know if I mentioned in the intro for the voiceover, she wanted like $10 a piece for all the PS1 games. Considering that some of these, you know, yeah, might be worth $10, but some of them it's just like, you know. Some of them, there was like Frogger. She had like 5 copies of Frogger. Like, you're not gonna sell it for $10 a piece. Anyway, we have Star Wars Rebel Assault 2, Siphon, whatever, Filter 2, Road Rash Jailbreak, classic iconic Sloodstorm. I mean, the soundtrack alone is worth getting that. Test Drive 5, which I did not have. No, I have Test Drive 6. Final Fantasy 7, Advent Children, the movie. Actually seen, it's actually a pretty good movie, and for the time, the CGI on this movie is just Outer Worlds for Xbox One. I've been wanting to try this game for so long when it came out, because it's from Obsidian, you know, the guys that did New Vegas. Yeah, it's a single player game, and yeah, it's somewhat short, but, you know, who cares? Plus, it was only $5, because, you know, that's what happens with a lot of these single player only games lately, is they kind of get stupidly cheap somehow. The Tomb Raider remake for PS3, and now that I have a PS3, I can actually play it. Yeah, I found this at that pawn shop during one of the trips. Complete, and, you know, I'm happy because now I can play the new Tomb Raider. I've heard so much good things about it, so might as well give it a shot. Matrix Path of Neo for Xbox. Something I didn't know existed. Xbox 360 demo discs. Like, I knew that the original Xbox had them, but I didn't know that they still made these for the Xbox 360. I mean, the demo for Catherine, this is what caught my attention first. But yeah, that local variety store of mine, she had these for like, well, she has them for like $7-8 a piece now, but she sold these to me for $5 a piece. I got them over the course of a few weeks because no one's really bought them. My second long box PlayStation 1 game, which also irritates me a little bit, and I will show you why. So yeah, I made this shelf that was basically just big enough for me to be able to pull a game out. And do you know that these are just like 1/8 of an inch or so taller than a standard DVD case? Which it don't fit. The classic Rupert Kipling's Jungle Book, the original 1942 release, remastered from the 35mm original film grain. This is just awesome. I was actually surprised I came across this. It's not my favorite movie or favorite version of Jungle Book, but considering just how old it is and that it was redone on VHS, you know, this means I can actually watch this, you know, in a way that I haven't been able to, because usually to find these kind of movies, you've got to dig through like a whole bunch of websites to try and find like royalty free or whatever the term is for stuff that's outdated and shouldn't be charged money for, but people still do. The Back for Blood steel case. So this is kind of a weird one. Me and my brother-in-law were at Best Buy, and this was like, I think like $5. Like, there was a whole stack of these, and it's like, you know what? I get it's got its complaints, but it's just a steelbook. Basically, you put the PC, Xbox, or PS version with the stuff, and then you put it on yourself. It's like a display piece. I think it's neat. I like Back for Blood. I might actually put my copy of Back for Blood in this case, because I love it. I like it. I wish more games had steelbooks like this. The Crash Insane trilogy. So my brother-in-law bought me the Spyro Reignited trilogy, which ironically there's the ad for it, for Christmas one year, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it, because I could, you know, it's Spyro remade, it's done correctly. And this was at that pawn shop for like it was $10. This is, you know, I didn't mind paying $10 for this because, you know, it's actually apparently a really fun game. I haven't tried it out yet, but if it's as good as the Spyro Reignited one, it's going to be good. The Pac-Man Championship Edition 2. Yeah, I don't have a PS4 yet. This breaks one of my collecting rules. I plan on getting a PS4 at some point in the future, so it's fine. In fact, I think I have a couple more PS4 games somewhere that I picked up just because they were, you know, something I want to get my hands on. That way I don't have to worry about trying to track them down later when I get a PS4. But yeah, it's got the arcade classics, plus it's Pac-Man. I don't know how it's going to work with the PS4 controller, because most of the time when these things are popped, like on the PS2 and stuff, they were just way too sensitive and they didn't want to work correctly. But hey, we'll see. The only in-box Super Nintendo game I've ever come across, so this was at a local nerd store. And when I say nerd store, I don't mean that offensively. I mean, like, it sells Dungeons and Dragons, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, old video games, figurines. Basically, if you're into collecting hobbies or anything, the nerd stuff, you know, like I am, they sell it. And some guy came in and sold his entire collection of Super Nintendo boxed stuff. And I'm not kidding. This was $5, and the game next to it was a sealed copy of Chrono Trigger for like $700. So there was a variance there. So yeah, you know, Plus, I remember playing this game at some point when I was a kid, and I liked it. And that's not the reason why. That's not the only reason why I got it. I mean, it's in box, and it was the cheapest in box one. So it's like, you know what? I want an example of an in box Super Nintendo game because I'm really not. I really don't care too much about stuff being in box in my collection, just because it kind of, you know, I don't want stuff to get damaged, and then it's like, oh no, I ruined the box for this game, and now it's going to be hard to track down the box. You know, but hey, it's cool. Lego Creator for PC, but what game is it really? The iconic original Lego Island. Yes, the game that is the most pickiest frickin' game apparently to run on any retro hardware. In fact, you have to have the specific retro hardware to run this, or else it will not run right at all. I can't wait to be a masochist and try it out. Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. I liked Super Monkey Ball on the Wii and GameCube. Me and my sister used to play it all the time. So, yeah, this was one of those jump the gun kind of things. It was like $10 at like it's a retail. They buy pallets of return stuff from like Walmart, Target, and that kind of stuff, and they resell it. This was like $10, and it was new, and it's the collector's edition, or anniversary edition, which, yeah, it came with an art book, which is cool. The only Japanese PS1 game I have ever come across, and I love the way this case is. That's why I kind of grabbed it. It was, you know, I had no way of testing it, no way if it works. It's nothing special. It's just Fire Pro Wrestling G. But yeah, this is actually really amazing. I love the way this case looks. I love the way they had the artwork on the disc. I'm kind of jealous that they got this style case. But yeah, I have no way of testing it, but it's going to look neat on a wall. This is one of the few, I think, like display-only games I would probably have. You know, because it's just like, you know, I can't play it, but it looks neat because it's a Japanese game. How often do you come across a loose, you know, PS1 Japanese title in the wild? Dropped to look sweet with a Dollar General sticker on it. Really cheap, you know, low spec games for, like, you know, people who like puzzle games on the PC. Mystery Masters Volume 2. A mega collection of mysteries to die for. Ha. Yeah, these are one of those puzzle point and click kind of game, like hidden object puzzle games. Yeah, I kind of want to like do like a stream or something where I play a couple of these. I think it'd be a real fun like chill thing, maybe to just, you know, sink my teeth into streaming a little bit on Twitch. I don't know. I haven't just fully decided yet. I have a Twitch. I just never streamed on it yet. Madden 15. So now I can say I own a Madden game that's somewhat modern, and I might have my brother-in-law over and play it a little bit because I don't really play Madden much. From the man himself, Hideo Kojima, Zone of Enders, with the bonus Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty demo. Like, this is kind of a unique PS2 case. I don't think I've seen a PS2 case that has a dual disc in it. Plus, the demo is very good shape, and it's one of the blue CD-ROM based ones, which I think is just epically awesome. Plus, I've actually heard a lot of good things about this game, so I am really glad I found it and was able to pick it up. Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, I got a lot of these games that need stickers taken off. But Kingdom Hearts 2. Now my OCD is triggering because I don't have 1 or 3. That's fine because Kingdom Hearts is an amazing game series. Sonic Freeriders, Indiana Jones Staff of Kings. I thought I already had this, but no, turns out I didn't. And something I did notice that's kind of funny, all the Wii titles except for 1 or 2 were like white. I noticed that most of the LucasArts games are all yellow. I really hope that doesn't trip my OCD too much. It shouldn't because, you know, the greatest hits don't, but yeah, there's a reason why those are different color. Zelda Twilight Princess for the Wii. I had this on the GameCube at one point. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if I loaned it to a friend or sold it to a friend or what. But I've been bummed out because I've been wanting to play this for a while because I never really beat it. So when I came across the Wii copy for just a couple bucks, of course I snagged it. Yeah, I really can't wait to play this. And it's actually in really good shape and complete, so that makes me happy. I still want to track down the GameCube version at some point. For the first time, I've came across GameCube games in the wild. Power Rangers Dino Thunder, Finding Nemo, and DDR Mario Mix. Not the greatest games, but hey, they're GameCube games, and I've been needing to fill up my GameCube shelf a little bit more because this was my bread and butter. This was my jam back in the day. Driver 3, Star Wars Racer Revenge. Yeah, apparently this is a sequel to this. Or not the sequel, but the like the revamping of it or something, I guess. I don't know. The coolest PC game I've seen just in terms of what the case looks like. It's a steelbook, and it's old as crap because it's, you know, Windows XP is its maximum, but steelbook, dual disc, map, the owner's guide, and it's got internal art hidden back there. Man, this is a cool freaking game, and I really can't wait to try it out because God, that art book is just stupidly cool. Age of Empires 3, The Sims Deluxe Edition. I think I already have this. This might actually be a duplicate, and if it is, I'm going to feel really stupid because I have a lot of Sims games. I can't believe I forgot I would have had the original Sims. Battlefield 2. I'm happy for this because I already have it, but it's incomplete and missing like 2 of the freaking discs. So now I have a complete copy between these two. Plus it has the owner's guide. Plus it's Battlefield 2. This is one of the coolest, you know, games that was on the PC during that time. Some more useless games here. Sid Meier Beyond Earth, Civ 6, and Civ 5. Well, Civ 6 isn't useless. I think that's actually more modern. But yeah, these all require one-time Steam activation, which means it doesn't matter if I pop these on my computer or not, I can't play them because of that Steam activation. Another useless thing I hate about modern games is that stupid online-only activation. But yeah, really cool art style and art box. Plus the Civ 6, which is the newest, most recent one, which is pretty neat, and Civ 5. Yeah, they're useless, but you know what? It's still Civ. The activity studio for Lord of the Rings. Yeah, these kind of things were everywhere throughout like the 90s and early 2000s. Basically take a popular movie and give it like the, you know, kiddie treatment. Because basically it's like, gives you character bios. You can make, you know, picture frames and postcards and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, they're neat. Kind of neat artsy, crafty stuff I can make with this. Last of Us Remastered and Mighty Number 9. So yeah, again, this is the same thing with the Pac-Man thing. I don't have a PS4 yet, but these were games that I've wanted to play for a long time, especially when this Kickstarter came out. I bought this because I didn't know they made a physical release of it. I thought it was digital only, because it kind of flopped. And Last of Us Remastered, which is, you know, yeah, I don't have Last of Us on PS3, I don't think. Nope, I do not have it on PS3. So yeah, I have the remastered version of PS4. Really couldn't wait to check this game out and play it. I mean, this is, you know, highly rated game, so of course, you know, I want to check it out. So yeah, I just need to get a PS4 at some point. So yeah, as I was driving around one day, I came across this gal clearing out a house and set this white storage unit on the side. And in it was a whole bunch of these Genesis games, and she set on top of the thing that PS1 Mad Cat steering wheel, which I actually used to have as a kid growing up. So yeah, let's take a look at all the Genesis games that were in there. And yes, I took these to work and cleaned them up. Paperboy 1, Vector Man, Primal Rage, College Football 2, we have Pink Panther Goes to Hollywood, Super Battleship, Exo Squad, Real Monsters, which I actually had this on Super Nintendo, so that's kind of fun. Paperboy 2, we have Streets of Rage 2, which is missing its artwork, but it is in here. Raid and Trad, Jurassic Park, which I have this on Super Nintendo 2, and apparently these are 2 different games, like completely. NHL 96, Barkley Shut Up and Jam 2, Madden 96, yay, another Madden game. Toki Going Ape Spit. Yeah, I actually had to practice saying that or else I was going to say the other word. But yeah, this is a really early Genesis title too, because it's got the old black square border like the Master System did, or the reverse of the Master System. Mutant League Football. Classic NBA Jam. Hit the Ice. Cliffhanger. World Championship Soccer 2. Super Baseball 2020. Man, I should have played this 3 years ago. And unfortunately, these are empty. Mortal Kombat 3 and Demolition Man. These are just the cases. So I need to track down the games. But yeah, now I have more Genesis games and Super Nintendo games, which is kind of weird, but hey, now I have a bunch of Genesis titles, which blows me out of the water that I found all that. There's a vintage X-Men comic, Black Wolf comic, Batman comic, a reprint first edition of Wonder Woman #1, and a PlayStation Magazine unofficial from like 2003. It's a swimsuit edition one, which is actually super cool. I also found the 25th anniversary of Super Mario All-Stars. It is basically complete. The box is a little beat up, but yeah, it's the complete thing. It's got the history of Super Mario Brothers with the soundtrack, the book. You can play all four of the original Mario Brothers, including Mario Brothers 1, 2, 3, and the Lost Levels. This is basically the re-release of the Super Nintendo version, but it's got controls for Wii, the classic controller, and the GameCube controller, which is going to be super nice to play. I've been wanting to find this for a while. In fact, I actually already had the Nintendo Selects version, but I've been wanting to track down this one for a while because this is just the coolest thing. I wanted this back in the day when it came out. I never got a chance to get it because it was always either sold out or, you know, you just couldn't find it anywhere. So I'm really glad. Now I just want to get I want to get the Kirby one too. So I also picked up an official Xbox Slim, and it even came with a memory card. Yeah, it came in that really cool green color for like I think it's the Halo 2 edition. I've been wanting to get an authentic S controller because I don't have one. I have the Duke, and I have a Mad Catz S, but I wanted the original S for a while because this is just, oh, this is so much more comfortable to play. Speaking of Duke, so this was actually in the same box as the S controller, and I thought, oh, cool, it's a reshelled Duke. That somebody just reshelled it, and it was missing the cable. Until I looked on the back. Yes, this is the recreation Duke from Hyperkin that basically plugs into an Xbox One, Series X, or PC. This LCD apparently lights up with the original Xbox logo. I haven't tried it out yet. But yeah, God, this is... Yeah, it's cable, because I found it later. But yeah, it feels like the Duke, but it feels so much more like responsive than the old Duke. Plus they added a couple buttons up here, which are teeny tiny. But yeah, I can't wait to test this out. I might actually do that for a shorts, actually. Just to test it out, see if it works, make sure the LCD lights up. But yeah, that is just super, super cool. I also found a Sega Genesis 3 button, and there's a 6 button somewhere. I think I have it at work as I was cleaning it. It came with all the Genesis games. I even found Mission Impossible for N64 and the Jurassic Park soundtrack. This was definitely one of my favorite movies growing up when I was a kid. I loved Jurassic Park, everything about it. So when I saw the soundtrack at a Goodwill, mine. Alright, so now I'm going to show off all the computers that I picked up. Nothing super special, but just the fact that I found that many computers at once is super neat. And then I'm going to put all these, have to find room for all these games. So, yeah, let's do that. Okay, so a bit of a partial lie. I said all the computers were in here. They're not. I just remembered as I walked in here, turned the light on. These two were the only two I actually took out of my truck. This one was actually on a shelf in there. I picked this up early in the summer. But yeah, I started taking things out of the truck and then I got distracted. So I'll get a shot of that later. Anyway, we have an Octoplex 7070 micro form factor. I don't know if it works. I don't have the power cord for it. It's a really tiny one. But if it does work, I could find a use for that. Maybe in a video of some kind. This gorgeous late 09 iMac, which is Intel based. And it has the optical drive, so I should be able to find a use for that. In fact, I've been kind of wanting to find one of these. And this beauty here, the IBM Model 30. So I actually noticed it. This came from the same garage sale as the Selectavision. And I only noticed it because of this. I was sitting on a bench. It's missing the keycap, but that's fine because I have a second Model M that's missing this keycap. So between these two, I should have a full set of keys. One of them is going to be for the Model 30s, if they work. And I believe these will also auto switch to AT, and I believe XT. I want clarification on that from somebody. So, but yeah, I already had a Model 30, so when I found this one, I actually wasn't going to get it. But it did come with the matching monochrome monitor. And the other thing is, the other Model 30 I have, it does work. It powers on. The hard drive does spin up. And if I remember correctly, I think it actually tried to boot. But the floppy drive is dead. And these things are actually prone for floppy drives dying, depends on their models. So my goal is I want to take these two Model 30s and get one completely fully functional. Hopefully a functional hard drive and floppy drive. If not, then I can put an IDE to CF adapter in it and get it to work then. So yeah, I can't wait to start the restoration on this bad boy. Okay, so now I'm going to go out to my truck and see if those computers are there. If not, they're not there. I don't know where they would be. Yeah, let's check my truck. Yep, they're all here. Okay, so first off, on the top of the stack, we have some old E-machines with an Athlon in it. Not that special. This one I can't wait to tear apart because that is an ROG I/O shield with 2 GPUs. I mean, yeah, they're VGA and DVI, so they're not too new. We have an Optiplex GX110, which is really neat because it uses a laptop's DVD drive, and which in this time was not too common. Optiplex 740, nothing special except this one, if I remember right, is an AMD based one, which I didn't know they existed. We have some HP tower, which has a 7th gen chip, which is not that great, but you know, that's actually somewhat new for what I normally find. This old Dell here, which is AMD based, and it kind of has that look of like that late 2000s, early 2010s, like the Dell workstation servers, even though that's not what it is. And another Dell Dimensions 3000. I actually have a few of these. I'm actually going to be restoring one of these pretty soon, so I have another one for parts. So yeah. Like I said, a bunch of stuff. In fact, I actually don't know if I have room for it on my shelf. I need to actually redo all this again, because I originally moved all this stuff to make room for anticipation of what was in this box on the desk over here, but turns out no, it was overflowing and I may not have room. So yeah, I found a bunch of neat games, bunch of neat stuff, stuff I never expected to find, and I'm actually really excited that I did. But I am going to be taking a break from retro hunting and stuff this fall and winter because, well, obviously I need to make sure I have room for all this stuff, and plus I have a backlog of games I need to just start playing anyway, so yeah, I also need to get on that. So yeah, with that being said, I really hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, comment down below if you want to see me talk about anything of this in particular or specifically. and I would absolutely love to. I'm going to be posting a picture of the updated game shelf here when I get all this stuff put away. If you want to see anything specific on the computers, or if you have any specific information of any of those computers or parts, please let me know, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.